Encounter on the Amur, Russia versus China. After the two great communist powers had a falling out in 1968, tensions between China and Russia grew steadily hotter. One area of conflict was the Russo-Sino border near the Amur River. Both sides claimed the opposite banks as their territory. The winter of 1969, there were several clashes between the two armies. We could play Russians or Asian Russians. Not sure if there's that big of a difference. T-62s, BTRs, they're the machine gun versions, can cross rivers. Oh, I'm pretty sure we had helicopters though. Field guns, MIs, I think, right. This isn't particularly good. But it has an anti-tank missile, 4 of them, and a machine gun. So it can certainly be used effectively. Also 32 carry capacity, which is ridiculous. It's more about troop transport than anything else. It has anti-tank missiles bolted on. It is not a combat helicopter really, in the sense that a Cobra or a Longbow could be. Or a Hind. Whatever. 2 machine guns. So Chinese control everything and they need to delay. Okay. I'm not sure if we need to try anything too clever. We'll use the APCs to move first. They must have some kind of a anti-air capability because we have helicopters. Okay, there's a hill and then there's a little bit of a village type thing on a hill. So they're in defensive positions and we can't do shit unless we burn through open terrain. This is so rough that tanks would have a huge trouble getting through this one. Alternatively, we'll have to, we have to go through this bottleneck hill. Go forward and turn south. The APCs might be able to get through. Or alternatively drop the infantry here and move forward from that. We're fairly well protected as we're stay behind this hill. After that, things will change quickly. The infantry is solid. No complaints about that. I need a couple of infantry squads to peek over the hill, so I know what I'm getting into. Not sure what I should do really. There are very likely targets here that we can shoot at right now. And the distance is about 10-20. It's within effective firing range of tanks. Might be better to hold position for now. Not in any real hurry to do anything. Also, I'm not too keen on the quality of our tanks. I'm gonna use one of these as a scout. Might end up losing this. Doesn't really matter in a sense. Don't want to lose it, but I need to know what the fuck I'm gonna do with it, right? Down, down, down. Don't fire your weapons while you're land. Fuck you. Why are there shots of goddamn accuracy? There's a closer target. Yeah, I don't get it. This has been going on for some missions now. I don't get it. There's no change in this at all. It could be that we're just unlucky. I don't know. Probably should ditch the troops because you're gonna die. Well, we do have the guns. I have no idea what type of ammunition they have a couple of anti-tank rounds. For the most part, they can't really do anything useful. Hmm. Right, you've already fired. You cannot possibly fire on anything. Quality of the troops. You could fire the machine gun. Yeah, because he's moved so much, right. I get that we're more or less equally in quality here. Both have shitty tanks, but yeah. Again, about 3 shots, 2 kills. And I don't see a difference at all in what we're doing. So why do they kill all the time? I don't get to kill shit. I don't get it. I do not get it. We don't have a huge amount of missiles like before, so we can't effectively fight with just the helicopters. We go there with the BTRs, we're gonna lose them. Same time, if we don't, we're gonna lose tanks, so I'm not sure which one is worse. Got the infantry. Should deplete them of their shots fairly well. Also, I'm hoping the APCs and infantry provide some targets for them. Probably not, but we can always hope. But I think it's definitely time to ditch the APCs. We're gonna have massive casualties on the APCs no matter what happens. Better not lose the infantry at the same time. This is more like it. The Type 69s aren't really any better than my two crap tanks. And stay here. Not bad. I mean, not penetrating armor is one thing. Not hitting it at all is another. But penetration is something I can handle much better. Right, sooner or later you'll get through. Armor gets damaged. That's it. We don't have a huge amount of tanks to put over the ridge here now. I don't think there's point going there if we can only act as a target. I'm not sure if we should really move all that much. Goddamn tank fighter. Their main gun, more no less. Okay, let's see where the artillery is landing. This is fine, we might be able to disable that one. This is also fine. Actually, I would prefer to be able to shoot at 2 targets here. We're hoping for immobilization or something along those lines. It'll suppress them at the very least, so they can't fire quite so much. Those should have a cannon of some sort. Yeah, they're shooting at the wrong targets, which is excellent. Gives our tanks a chance to shoot at them. BTRs are not really valuable to me anymore. Well, the artillery didn't work exactly as planned, but it seemed to have worked fairly well for the enemy. More or less got the results I was expecting. Ready, no noticeable damage. We have an immobilized T-62. Right. There's no urgency with us, so we're going to destroy all the targets we see before. No, we need to use the BTRs first. That'll flush out some of the enemies. Yeah, this might be a great idea. Relatively sure their shots are done at this point, though. Let's go. There are more tanks here without a doubt, but this brings a little bit of a problem for them. They do need to get rid of the infantry without a doubt. if the infantry Russian squads get so close, they do have anti-tank weapons. And they're using most of their shots to deal with the enemy tanks and APCs we're sending. Final warhead. Yep. I think it might be better with helicopters, especially to maybe go in for the kills. Ah, crap. Try hiding our troops with smoke. Not sure if that's a horrible idea, because these guys cannot take part in the fight between the vehicles anyway. It's nothing really they can contribute. The Type 63 APCs, or whatever these are, haven't been able to contribute much to the fight, so I wonder what their range is. Certainly they have the power to kill the BTRs, that goes without saying. I'm thinking a little bit of cover for our units here is the most valuable thing we can really do. It'll keep the attack, it means that this attack force can take the full town there. Right, we should have tanks operational. Well, immobilized isn't exactly great, but I'll take it. Okay, that single kill will go a long way. It'll suppress the others a little bit. And they can shoot at the side, so they would be fairly effective anyway. Still, they must have more than what I'm seeing. Yeah, this would be it. Close range defensive lines. A lot of Chinese infantry. Still, someone had to come here to reveal them. Well, they do have aircraft. That does make a difference. Mortars. Mortars. I do blind artillery on the town here. We can't reach these areas immediately anyway. Yeah, our accuracy is not good. This is not good in general. I need actual kills. So, final hope. Shoot the tank. You can't shoot the tank. Fine, kill type 63. Perfect. Not quite perfect, but good enough of a hit that should be enough. There has to be a lot of troops here. Now what I'm going to do is try to take out the type 63. Ooh, they have RPG teams. If I drop the infantry here now, it probably can't react and the helicopter will be at risk. That's a pretty significant infantry fight still waiting for us. It's worth the risk. Being totally unaware of those troops would have been catastrophic for us. I'm gonna try to take down this tank too, but that's... The helicopter is the only one who can even attempt to leave. are much more casualties than these. Or do I? I'm not actually sure. Very likely there's a squad of infantry there too. Shit. Well, that was nice to know, by the way. How in the hell was it possible for everyone to miss this? Guess it goes to show you how blind the vehicles truly are. Yeah, artillery is starting to land in a pretty inconvenient location now, so I'm thinking of not bombarding there in the first place. But there's no way we can reach the southern areas anytime soon, though. So, artillery here will go a long way to soften our targets. You don't have any more missiles, do you? No. Bit risky leaving this close to the enemy infantry squad. I want to drop troops very quickly. We have time though, 16 turns. Trying to rush things pointlessly. A turn or two delay here won't make a difference. Still can't see any armor. I'm thinking there are probably one or two tanks here somewhere. Gotta shoot something. Actually, I'll hold my shots for now. something unexpected does pop up, I want to be ready to act. What to do? I sort of do want to fight against the mortars, especially the larger ones have enough power to cause some serious havoc. These guys are running out of ammunition, so they're mostly useful for transport at the moment. We're going to start moving south and just clearing things. We're going to keep the NPCs together. It'll probably be just faster that way. We have enough firepower to clear out a couple of squads fairly easily every turn. And we're so pinned we can't actually move. Slow and steady. At turn 10, I'll start to rush for the flags if I'm not very close to getting them anyway. They have enough ammunition to last throughout the entire mission. There are no good targets to fire at, so we might as well start shooting at the infantry. Maybe prioritize anti-tank units or close by infantry squads. There's a limited amount of high explosive rounds, we probably shouldn't shoot at this distance. "21. Alright, what to do with you? Where are scouts? Ooh, look at damage. Not too bad though. And we see their HQ. Also see a couple of tanks suddenly. Forgot they had those. I fired at God knows what I've been firing at. Oh crap. So the HQ was a big kill in this one. The main effect would be the squads here, and I'm not seeing anything particularly valuable there. Yeah, I sort of saw that coming though. People risked it for no reason. I think I want to be a little bit careful here because we start losing a huge amount of APCs. It's going gonna be a big problem for us. There is a huge amount of infantry we have to take care of. Yeah, we would have shot at tanks for some time, but apparently we had better things to do. Right, this is bad. Hopefully we won't get horribly murdered during this turn. Very lucky. Very lucky. Also, I'm very surprised how ineffective the bombardment has been. I mean, we've been bombarding this same location, and I'm pretty sure we have not been able to cause any casualties at all. % chance to hit, perfect hit. I'm fairly certain that wasn't because of any luck or anything, it just had a decent chance of hitting. I think relying on your gut more than the own percentage might be the thing to go with. I think we're gonna go scouting more than anything else. Do you still have a missile? 2. So I'm gonna try to kill the Type 69 with this. You can ignore me, that's perfectly fine. It's gonna have a consequence. On the other hand, if he focuses on me, the other tanks and other vehicles can easily take him down. Wait, we can actually fire at something. Right, until that tank is gone, we are sort of stuck in here. Still, he's also retreating, so we're not able to push our advantage a little bit here. We need to wipe out all the stragglers here. I can't afford to leave units behind to handle these. Everything needs to die. know I can't destroy a target like this, but I might be able to suppress it further. Okay. There's too much infantry here to waste shots on a tank that we can't destroy. Still, might be able to rout. That's a big deal. Not bad. One tank left. If he rallies, we're gonna lose the tank. But it's still gonna die, the tank, I mean. We have only one spotter helicopter left, which should be sufficient. I'm more or less worried about traps. We know the general area and that where the forces are there. A couple of surprise infantry squads are not gonna make a difference. So it's all relative. Also, tanks will never move first again. Need to be able to respond if something unexpected happens. We can't shoot the missiles so close. And there was much rejoicing. RPG-7 is a good weapon. Treating is not good enough, we need to route it. Just screw we're firing at, it doesn't matter. Continue these stragglers around. Right, tanks. You're free to fire. RPG teams are priority. Still, I'm not sure we should stay behind here. Accuracy from this distance is questionable to say the least, and we're gonna have to switch to machine guns soon anyway. So these are more or less heavily armored APCs for us at this point. Yeah, this artillery is all over the place. Still hasn't provided a single kill on that squad that I've been trying to fire for some time. Guess now I don't see it anymore. Not exactly a minigun. Machine gun is basically a piece of crap. Autocannon would be another thing that could basically just turn infantry into mush. Shit. We can't fire anymore. Well, that can though. We fired at you once with a shitty weapon. Suppose it's a sign how easily if you get a little bit careless, the casualties will start popping up. So we more or less have tanks only left. But we have a lot of time. We probably should start move the tanks here. The APCs can take over the other area. We need to get within 20 to start using machine guns. What to do with you? I think if I go here and drop units, it's very suicidal. Just well, on the other hand, they've been suppressed a little, so I might be able to go there and take a look. I'm not seeing anything especially damaging here. I need more infantry here, so you can act as a ferryman. Yeah, they can't offer much resistance anymore. Okay, how about everyone else acts first? Perfect. Ah, crap. RPG team harassing us. Little return fire usually suppresses my RPG team, so I'm hoping the same will work against theirs. That's not how you do it. The blasted thing had a huge carry capacity, so I'm sort of hoping I can carry over a decent amount of troops at once. Don't want to go on the hill quite yet. Someone needs to suppress that. Ready condition is too good of a condition. If we move in a little bit, we're not firing anymore all that much. Still, the distances are now enough for the machine gun to fire to. It's not firing for some reason. The ammunition is at least not being used. It probably has to do with the type of a machine gun it is. So it wouldn't be turret mounted basically. Fires were the full points. I don't think there's anything really going to happen at this mission anymore. I'm gonna soften them up with some artillery, and that'll be it, because the artillery isn't gonna achieve shit. It's the difference between having some field guns versus having an outside artillery section providing indirect fire support. This on the battlefield artillery is fairly ineffective compared to out-of-map artillery. What about you? I can probably drop some troops here, but it's not a thing worth doing as long as there's full condition rifle squads waiting for us. I drop to the ground, they're just going to fire at me, and that's it. So we need a little bit something to soften them up. Can't see it. Yeah, that's pretty bad, though. That is pretty goddamn bad, because we're within range of any kind of a number of anti-tank weapons. We're more or less hoping that they don't decide to come up here on this turn. We have enough firepower to get rid of them. And they don't seem to have a small level of anti-tank capabilities. They're good infantry, there's plenty of them, so infantry versus infantry fight, they're a serious danger. Outside of that, I don't think so. I think they're moving. Yeah, they're pulling to the flags here, I guess. Shit. How can you possibly not see it? It should be right next to you. No, they're pulling up here to the flags we've already taken. Don't need to worry about that. Just want to take a little bit of a look what we can expect. Maybe a dozen, not even a dozen enemy infantry squads. I'm not worried in the least. We have our own stragglers that can probably sort of put a stop to any of their movement. We don't need to kill anything, we just need to prevent them from moving around. I want to move with the infantry now. They are incredibly vulnerable to the Chinese infantry. We'll have to move them though, but we can wait for a few extra APC fire. Also, I'm not sure if I want to take any flags here yet. It might be preferable to us to have them pull to the northern sections. And a rifle squad has movement left and who isn't shitting himself. We should stop the bombardment soon. It's not really getting any results, and our own units are going to start suffering from it. So I guess it was okay while it lasted, but except it wasn't. No matter what happens, we certainly want these guys to keep pulling back. We'll give them 3 tanks a reasonable chance of cleaning things here. If I ever have to deal with all the infantry squads, I don't think that would have worked. But no, they're just retreating. If I capture something here, they'll likely just turn back. Getting close to decent firing ranges. Problem is, their troops aren't exactly doing horribly badly here. They could still get their act together and cause me trouble. Well, I think that's more of a theoretical thing at this point, though. There's a group capable of still acting, maybe 2, but most of them are damaged to the point that I don't think they can move on their own will. They're more or less just either withdrawing or standing still and firing. Yeah. This is over. Couple of infantry squads fighting, causing trouble, and then I don't see a reason why I should still hold back on taking these. Game over for them. A lot of really depends on how your tank battles are going to go in these missions. If they go your way, you're set. have a little bit of trouble there. It's really hard to compensate for that through any other means. It had to have significant infantry capabilities. Numbers, smoke, something that you can overwhelm their defenses and just put your RPG to good use. It can be done. Even in this mission that had a length of 16 turns, I don't think you really would have had the time. We have no longer high explosive ammunition, we just have a single shot of armor piercing, which cannot be used against infantry. So that's game over for now. We're just fighting about what are the final numbers of this. Victory for us. Don't like these helicopters we had. They're definitely troop transports though, and it's a marginal victory for us. We did lose a lot of APCs and tanks. Can't be helped. So more or less the Chinese gear is, I think it's more like adapted Russian gear or same quality. It's nothing special, but it's no worse. Infantry squad have a huge amount of troops though with the Chinese. Very effective. They're very annoying to fight against with other infantry.